Hello everyone, welcome back to Sepia Tears Reprise Edition. Let's go ahead and continue. And that's why the disappearance of my last pint of ice cream is actually a locked room mystery. And since this is the Reprise Edition, it has gotten some art updates with the extras. It's not any kind of mystery. I already told you I ate it.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Oni-chan. Where's your proof?
It is very sweet, perhaps a bit light on the cream. It still delivered a strong punch of simulated strawberry flavor.
Your testimony alone isn't enough. You need real, hard facts. Yes, Mark. Real, hard facts.
Myra beams at me with a no doubt sinister smile. It's already been a month since we transferred to our school, but still it takes me a moment to acknowledge that she's part of the crew now. Fine then. Objectively speaking, your argument doesn't add up. You're saying the freezer is like a locked room because you placed a loose ice cube on the inside of the door, and it would fall out when the door is opened, right?
Don't simplify my argument.
Old written artwork with the bows is very cute. New ones, also very cute.
In our freezer door, there's that area where you usually put drinks and bottles and stuff, right? Just like at the fridge door. However, beneath the barrier that keeps the bottles in place when you swing the door open, there is a gap. A gap exactly the size of an ice cube. I predicted that a growing teenage boy like yourself might get hungry during the night and attempt to steal my beloved calorie bomb. So I created a trap. I allowed the ice cube to melt just a tiny bit, shaving off a millimeter or two from each side. Then, unbeknownst to you, I placed the ice cube back in the door. If you open the freezer door with the least bit of force, the ice cube would slide under the barrier and onto the ground, thereby proving that you attempted to steal my ice cream.
Ren explains her master plan in excruciating detail. Right, but I did steal your ice cream. I just told you that.
No, you didn't. I checked the freezer this morning, and the ice cube was still there, safe and sound. And yet, my ice cream was nowhere to be seen. I can't think of a few explanations for this.
Myra does look pretty good with her normal hair, and quite long too.
For example, maybe Mark was about to open the freezer, but he was lost in thought as usual, so he paused just before doing it. If your mind is distracted, maybe you'd open the door with less force than usual, so the ice cube wouldn't even fall out. God, thank you, Myra. That's not quite right. I tested the trap myself, and I'm certain that the ice cube would fall out if you're not extremely careful. You would have to deliberately inch the door open in order to keep the cube in place. Interesting. But how can you be so sure? If you tested it yourself, you'd be biased towards a specific outcome. You would need to ask someone who didn't know about your trap to test it instead. I said I'm sure, so I'm sure. I'll say in red if I have to.
Oh, it's in red.
If Mark opened the freezer door, that ice cube would have fallen out. Okay, how about this? What if Mark already knew about your plan? He could have easily seen you setting up this trap, especially if you stood there testing it out for a while.
Guys, slow down, it's not that complicated. The ice cube fell, of course it fell, how could I have predicted that? I just put it back in the freezer and took out the ice cream.
But it fell on the ground. Why would you put it back in the freezer?
I mean, maybe you left it there for a reason. I didn't really think about it.
But it was on the ground. That means it was dirty. People actually use ice cubes now. What do you want that in your lemonade? Iced tea? Margarita?
It's the middle of winter. And please don't bribe someone to buy you tequila. Looking back, I guess I should have just thrown the ice cube out. Well, this worked out for the better.
My plan, my mystery, my adventure. It's all gone. Wow, she'll be out of it for a while.
Yeah, it's okay. The ice cream was good.
You already get going so well with...
Whoops, my bad.
You already get along so well with everyone. It's only been a month. What's your secret? It's not like I get along with everyone at school. You guys are easy to understand. Rin is easier to tease than Mark. You can't believe it. She practically teases herself. Are you sure about that? Mark falls apart at the seams whenever I guilt him about homework. That's cheating. You're just abusing one of his many weaknesses.
Wow. I just noticed that Lillian is slightly taller than Myra. Guys, I'm right here. It's been about a month since the semester started, and things are already hectic. Well, school is the same as always, but with Myra here...
I feel like the two of us haven't talked as much to Lillian. You seem like you got together, unlike the rest of your friends. It's all relative. I can be a bit scatterbrained myself.
You're more than a little scatterbrained. You still haven't, She still acts the same around Lucas, at least when we're all together. I don't think either of them know how to advance the relationship. But I can't point that out when I'm in almost the same situation with Myra. Let's just say there are some things even you haven't figured out.
Yes, it takes time, doesn't it? Still, this school has its quirks. Like that stairwell that leads to nothing. Oh, that one. You don't know what it's for either. Not a clue. The stairs go down from the first floor, but there's no entrance to the basement.
It's not nothing, it's a locked door. Maybe a heating room?
What are they keeping warm in there?
Not that kind of heating, I mean like... She laughs and I realize my mistake. Let's call it a utility room. That makes you happy?
Do you think we could sneak in?
Or an electrical room. Let's call it an electrical room. Which means, no, you can't sneak in.
Oh,
I don't know, Mara, you done some silly stuff in the past. Maybe you can do it.
but that staircase has to be there for a reason.
Yes, probably so that the building staff can access it.
There's gotta be a better reason than that. Lunch just started, so we got time. Let's take a peek. I'm with you.
Oh, look how devious they look. Look what they're gonna do, sneaking around the electrical room. Hey, don't run off without us. Instinctively, I stand up to follow her. What'd I miss? Hi, Lucas.
Myra is off on an adventure.
We did this 2 days ago. Hey, where's your spelunker spirit? Normally you're the one dragging me on futile journeys.
That's only when Nisok's involved.
And maybe they are involved, you never know what we'll find. I march ahead and hope the others are following me.
Let's see.
We descend a seldom used staircase in search of adventure. Normally this would lead to the basement, but this staircase in particular terminates at a mysterious double door. See? It says authorized personnel only. And do not enter in case you missed that part. Myra pushes on the door and then pulls. No dice.
Nope. Luck.
Myra does look pretty doing that face right now.
Screenshot that
one. Thankfully.
But what if...
She crouches by the door and examines the lock. You two look more excited than normal. I'm starting to get into this.
Yes, it's kind of fun having such high energy person in the group. You really never know what will happen.
Well, we might even get arrested. That's half the fun. Lucas shoots me a knowing glance. Myra's great. She's just what we needed to spice up the group. You'll have to tell me again where you met her. It's a very long story. Last time I asked, you said something about a rich girl from middle school. And the time before, you said something about a stalker on the rooftop.
Maybe she's a bit of both.
Myra pulls a credit card from her wallet and slides it, unsuccessfully, between the doors. Maybe.
Wow, what's that?
Oh, Ren, you look cute. Ren pops up and points at the corner of the door. Looking closely, there's a tiny line of graffiti scribbled in black marker. So what does it say?
This is a message for those who seek the crimson truth. Journey toward the heavens, and you shall find what you desire.
That's not your average high school graffiti.
No, it isn't. And we're gonna find out who's behind it. Yes, we are.
The unlikely pair bolts off without a second thought. Strange seeing you stay so calm, Lucas. While Rin and Myra chatter in the corner about the ongoing mystery, the three of us decide to catch our breath. Well, the group can only handle so much energy at a time. And I think we're past our limit.
Your role is changing. How does that feel?
My role? Normally, I'm the one casting the world in fictional terms. It's a little odd to be on the receiving side.
That's exactly why you should be used to it by now. In this post-Myra era, you'll have to join me as a mediator. Someone has to stop those two from leaping off the roof.
Perhaps a bad time to mention that Myra has already done that. No matter, a man can change. More importantly, if I team up with Rin, maybe I can drag Myra down with us. Please don't. If Myra learns the ways of the Internet Age samurai, you'll have no choice but to follow. Finally, my dream will be within reach.
And I'll be the only normal one left.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Normal is relative. You still think it's normal to pet your dinosaur plushie before bed?
How did you... And that is normal anyway.
You keep it on your lap when you're in video chatting, don't you? Aw, look at Lillian pouting. It's bright pink. Can't miss it.
There's nothing embarrassing about that.
And then why are you embarrassed?
Do I look embarrassed to you?
Well, I bet you talk to it when I'm not around.
You can't prove that.
Lillian, I remember when you bought that plushie. I was surprised.
Why is everyone surprised at this? It's just a plushie. It's completely normal.
Yeah, but somehow...
It's like... out of character.
I expected something obscure, like maybe... antiques. Occult paraphernalia. Or maybe just movie posters. Or maybe just nothing. A stack of textbooks and a reading lamp with plain white walls.
I'm not that boring.
We knew you weren't boring. You're just more colorful than I expected.
You guys. The message was talking about the roof, right? It's the closest we can get to the heavens. Let's go. The door is usually unlocked. I know. Huh?
We follow Rin and Myra up to the roof.
We made it. It's the old roof. I miss this place. You've been here before? Once, at the start of the semester. I'll tell you all about it sometime.
Nice save.
Now, if I were a clue for a treasure hunt, where would I be? The view is nice, but there's not much to do up here. Maybe the water tower. It's the easiest place to write a message. Let's check it out.
Rin and Myra scamper ahead to the water tower. I stretch and enjoy the chilly air.
I wonder if it's written in marker again. Maybe, but that would be kind of boring. I hope they didn't use the same trick twice. Exactly! I'm so glad you understand. Don't underestimate me. I know how an adventurer thinks. Let's see.
Rin peeks up at the bottom of the water tower while Myra checks the surrounding area.
I don't mean to be rude, but Mark hasn't said too much about you, aside from the usual antics. He's just tsundere. He loves my sisterly quirks, or antics as he calls them. Have you guys explored a school like this before? not with the others. It's hard to get Mark and Lillian fired up, and Lucas, well, he's case by case. I can imagine. I've done it myself, though. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure you can climb onto this roof from the outside. I saw it in the show once, where the main heroine had to fight her alter ego on the roof. She didn't want the protagonist to interfere, because what can a human do in a battle between non-humans? It was her fight, win or lose. But of course he climbed up the roof anyway. And it's a good thing he did, because she needed support. No magical support, but emotional support. The final battle always comes down to the power of love. Yes! Sometimes you have to scale buildings for your loved ones. Sometimes scaling buildings is the only way to prove your love. I'm so glad you understand. Hey, what's this?
Myra finds a piece of paper held down by a stone.
That's gotta be it. Mark, look what we found. I'll do the honors. We applaud you for making it this far. You've earned the right to pursue the final piece of the puzzle. Just what is the Crimson Truth? Why do we possess it? And why do you, dear traveler, seek it? The answer to these questions and more can be found at line break. Several line breaks actually.
She reads a tiny line at the bottom of the page.
The back of the school. There are actually 6 exclamation marks, but the back of the school. Let's go. Hey, you're not getting there before me.
Back downstairs.
Where is it? Where is it? Come to think of it, back to school isn't very specific. I wonder if there are any more clues on the page.
Myra examines the paper, front and back. Try holding up to the light.
Good idea.
She holds it up to the sun, squinting. It's the same old sheet of paper.
Oh no, I hope this isn't a dead end. Don't give up, we haven't exhausted every possibility yet. It could be glow-in-the-dark marker. You can go back inside after this and check. In fact, there's a photography dark room in the art room. But let's not give up on this area just yet. Maybe something to do with the first letter of every word.
She looks at the paper again.
Just what is the Crimson Truth? Why do we possess it, and why do you, dear traveler, seek it? Twitch. Sin. Or, okay, let's repeat this. Maybe it's not a riddle. Let's work in reverse. Who kind of created this puzzle? What was their intention? This gives me an idea. I'll take a look around.
You're right. Let's metagame this. Rin places herself with Lucas as she runs back into the school. Maybe there's no logic to this puzzle at all. What if all is meant to teach us something? Is there something behind school that the creator wanted us to see or experience? It looks the same to me, but you two might be onto something. What we really need is not the solution, but the creator's motive.
Hey,
Myra's face immediately turns pale.
I got it. The traitor. No. The culprit wanted to gather us here.
You're right, Mark.
All we need is the culprit's motive.
We all knew about the staircase, but who is it that led us there?
Still, the school has its quirks. Like that stairwell that leads to nothing. Whoa, what's that? Maybe the water tower. It's the easiest place to write a message. This was all a setup. Since the beginning, she... Well played, Myra. I was worried we might not finish before the bell.
Rin appears behind us, one hand over her eye, and the other on a pint of strawberry ice cream.
So you were the culprit all along. Why? Why did you lie to us? I didn't lie. I merely built a game for us to play, and you played it.
Wait. Are you seriously holding a pint of strawberry ice cream?
Yes, Mark. Yes, I am. I was in the middle of seeding the next piece of evidence when Myra figured it out. If she hadn't solved the mystery then and there, this would have kept going forever.
For what purpose? I can buy you more ice cream.
Mark, don't you see? That's not it. She's never cared about the ice cream. It was merely a prop in a more convoluted play. Brilliant, just brilliant. How did you see through me?
I happen to be an expert at social manipulation, thank you very much.
Let me explain. Rin was the catalyst of this incident, but as soon as I started following her, she took the back seat. Why did she let me take the lead with deciphering the second clue? Why didn't she notice the paper on the ground at the roof? It may be presumptuous to say this, but I think she wanted to test me. Bingo! And you passed. Oh, hooray! I just wanted to prove that you're cool enough to go out with Mark. He's a bit passive, you know, and lazy and mild-mannered. He needs someone exciting to drag him around. If only you were there to see it, I'd drag him around plenty. Looks like he's in good hands. Thanks for playing along, Myra. No, thank you for setting all this up. It must have been hard. Let me in on the planning next time, okay? I got some tricks up my sleeve, too. Will do. One time, back in December, I thought of leaving Mark a little trail of breadcrumbs. But you know, that takes a lot of bread. Oh, I like the sound of that. I'll chip in. Crumbs would blow me away.
Whoops. Let me try that a third time.
Crumbs would blow away in the wind, but they would be perfect indoors. Right? But we'd have to seed them in a quiet part of school so no one steps on them. Speaking of seeds, we could all make another path.